Okay, so welcome everybody to this live event. We are meeting Jonė at a dam removal site in Lithuania. I'm Kerry Brink from WWF Netherlands, and I am coordinating this together with World Fish Migration Foundation. Behind the scenes is Fivos and Inez, who are going to make sure that everything works well. And we are able to do these live events to celebrate barrier removals across Europe and to share them with you and to learn from these barrier removals. With thanks to Open Rivers Program funding. I would like to introduce you to Jonė. We were just talking before we started to pronounce your name, and I will leave your surname, and I'll leave that up to you. But just a brief introduction for those of you that don't know Jonė. She's from the Ministry of Environment in Lithuania, and a lot of you know her also from the Dam Busters documentary, working on dam removal across Lithuania. So welcome, Jonė. Welcome to this live event, and thank you so much for sharing with everybody your successes in Lithuania. I would like to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about how you are involved in this project.
So, hi everyone. So nice to be here and talk about this case. I'm Jonė Leščinskaitė from the Ministry of Environment in Lithuania, and I work mainly with dam removal. I also work with protected areas right now, but my main focus has always been free-flowing rivers, and as it is very difficult in Lithuania to start this movement, I'm still here. I'm still an ambassador, and I'm trying to get this motion going and get more dams removed. And hopefully, we're actually confirmed some plans, and we're now in the process of meeting municipalities and confirming next projects for next several years.
Fantastic. So you are standing on site. I wonder, Fivos, would you be able to show everybody where exactly Jonė is standing? So it seems like it's right in the middle of Lithuania there. So that's where Jonė is. And you at the site now where the barrier has already been removed. If we can also just quickly see before we start, Fivos, the barrier, so people just can orientate themselves a little bit. Jonė, can you describe this this barrier before it was removed? What is it about?
A long time ago, it was a hydropower plant. However, it has not been used for energy since 1975. And in 1995, it was emptied. The reservoir was emptied, and it was just standing there, looking like this. Even though it had an owner, it was supposed to be used for hydropower plant, but for hydro energy, but no one was doing that, and it was standing there and becoming a nuisance for environment and the municipality.
I see. And in terms of it was a nuisance for the municipality. Can you explain how it was a nuisance?
So it was abandoned since 1995, and the state was deteriorating quite rapidly. And because it was such a big structure, it was attracting a lot of people, a lot of attention. People would go there, climb on this unstable and dangerous structure, go swimming there. A lot of fishermen were coming here. So it was just becoming very dangerous, and the community even signed a document asking to demolish it because the children are coming here and climbing and exploring, and they were just afraid that something might happen.
I see. So can you show us around a little bit of this now, the site, you especially there. Let's have a look. Show us where the barrier was, and describe a little bit about the works if you can. Tell us what is happening and what you see.
So I'm on one of the sides where the big construction was standing right here. It's all gone. And of course, that's the river. There's still quite a lot of structure left. As you can see, there's a lot of rubble that will be all demolished and taken out. There is a lot of underground structure that's going to be very exciting to see being demolished.
What
Still,
kind of underground? Can you explain a little bit about that underground?
There used to be turbines underground, or like just below me. Okay. And that's why I'm a bit higher up. Maybe it's not very clear from the perspective of the video, but I'm a bit higher up than the river. And I will go more to the perspective that you saw of demolished dam.
Okay. I love your dog with you.
She's also a dam buster.
Yes.
Here we go. Everything is gone. Mostly, I have to say that.
It's a little bit pixelated. Could you just keep the camera steady and still for a moment or two so we can have a look? Yeah. That's good. So tell us what you see, what we should be looking at.
So there's still concrete over there. There is still concrete underneath here, and you can see there's still a bit of a water level difference from there to there. And there is a lot of stones, which is very unusual for this river, as it is a very specific lowland river that is meandering and slow and not so much rough surface, very sandy and so on. So all these stones were here for the dam. And I'm still not sure what they're going to do with them. I was asking them if they can make it more natural, but we will see.
And that piece that you are standing on at the moment, will that be removed?
All of this, yes. That's going to be removed. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a very beautiful landscape, and it's a landscape reserve. That was recognized by the municipality. So it needs to be protected and restored as it was.
And was I mistaken, but I think that you said that it was a Natura 2000 site as well?
Yes. Yeah. From the perspective of Habitats Directive, there are some protected habitats here. Alluvian meadows, alluvian forest. So the dam was definitely affecting all the Natura sites. So hopefully they can even get bigger or become better quality.
Yeah. And how many kilometers of river is now open?
It's not so many kilometers, and it's not open for migration because it's a second dam on this river. Mm-hmm. So there is no migration here, but around 60 kilometers up and 20 kilometers down where we meet another dam. But as I mentioned before, there is another dam in the first dam. And we talked to the municipality, and hopefully we are gonna try to remove that, or at least attempt to modify the dam so migration route can be increased by 84 kilometers. So from the first dam up to wherever the third dam is, yes. Through this dam, it will be 84 kilometers.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, fingers crossed. And I think you have some important species there as well.
We do have some Natura protected species. There are both lamprey species and Vimba, important for migration. Well, the migratory species.
Yes.
We also have a riffle minnow that is protected in Europe.
Yes.
There are quite a few.
Okay, fantastic. And these riffle minnows, I believe, I was reading there that that there was challenges during the demolition due to or that influenced or that could potentially influence the river minnow. Did I understand correctly, or could you speak a little bit to that?
We don't know that much because the evaluation of the fish assemblage and the population numbers is not very carried out often. So we don't really know much how many of the individuals there are in this river. We know they exist. We just don't know how many, and it is difficult to prognose if it's gonna improve or what is gonna happen with them. But hopefully we can see it later, if they're still here.
Cool. And in terms of the preparation for this project, can you talk a little bit about when it started, and in terms of permitting, and what kind of surveys did you do? Any ecological surveys, any hydrological surveys in terms of the preparation of this?
It all started in 2022 in autumn when in the ministry, we opened the fund for dam removal. And this municipality and one other municipality got the funding. And basically they were already entering the application process with the knowledge that they might get it. And they started the documentation process. And they said it was very challenging because our timeline was so narrow. They had to finish their project by the end of 2024, but we increased the deadline until end of 2025. So now they have a bit more time, but it was just perfect because documentation took a while. They had a very, very capable project manager who managed to push all the extra work and all the extra documentation to get it faster. Mostly the biggest problem for all the public organizations is public procurement. It really takes a long time, and you might not get very highly trained construction workers. So they found a way around it and did it faster and got really qualified people to work. So I think they had quite a few challenges, but they managed to do everything. But I mean, it's not finished yet. They say they're gonna finish all of this in 1 month, so I really hope they will.
Fingers crossed.
But they do have to finish it by November, I think.
So the ministry put a time limit on if you submit for the funding, that you have a year or 2 years maximum. What was the idea behind this shorter time frame for this funding?
It was nothing that we had specifically in mind. It was very political. There's election coming up. And we wanted to finish work before new government comes into the office. So the old government can enjoy their results, and the new government, they don't have to finish up anyone else's work. That was the main reason.
Okay, so it was a timing issue. Okay, fantastic. So then we know that the communities 100% supported this. Can you, and often this is the problem with dam removals sites, the barrier owner has a problem, or the communities have a problem with the barrier, but you had all of these as partners in the project. Were there any other challenges that you had that you could speak to?
as the municipality say at the start, before construction, everyone was for removal, but when the work started, then all the people who doubted started coming up. But they said it was not a big mass of people, so I think there was not much communication, because they just believed everything's going to be fine. People wanted for this to be demolished, so they didn't try to involve them. So I guess it would be better, just in case, to inform people and bring them into the process. But other than that, they did highlight how everything had to be done really quickly because of our time frame. They, as a public organization, they just need more time. Mm-hmm. They have to get approval from other institutions, which normally take quite a long time. 20 working days is official term. So it can take time. And for us, the lesson is to start as early as possible, even if we see and think it's a simple project. We never know where we might find obstacles, and stuff can just happen, and it takes time to get over these obstacles.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of other challenges, from technical perspective, did you have, in terms of sedimentation, was there any issues with regards to that?
There was, as the reservoir was emptied in 1995, the old riverbed was almost back to its natural state. And there was sedimentation on the sides, and the river is narrower on the top of the dam. So, but they didn't think it will be needed to remove the sediment, as it didn't seem to be toxic. And there was not so much sediment because the river was running freely for quite a while, for 20 years. So it was quite clear. There wasn't any fish left, like a reservoir fish. So they didn't have to transport anything. They could just release them downstream to have good quality there of habitat as well.
Fantastic. Okay. And then I have a question with regards to costs. Did you implement any strategies to reduce costs? For example, well, you didn't really have sediment issues, but was there anything, was it an expensive endeavor? Was there anything that you can tell people about the costs?
We try to reduce the risk of municipality spending money where it's not needed, so to say. But that was in our funding rules and regulations, that they can only be spending this and this % of the whole project for this and that. So they wouldn't. It's quite common when we start project with one objective, suddenly it becomes something completely different. There's a volleyball court, and there's a bike path, and so on. I'm not saying that's wrong. Sometimes that helps to remove the dam, but just to be sure, our main objective is to remove dams and not build fishways and some fancy recreational things. It was important for us, and other than that, we tried to encourage the municipality, and we didn't put any restrictions. It was, as they said, there is a lot of competition to demolish. That's why they had savings from this specific area. All of the project was supposed to cost almost 500,000, 500,000. But because there's so much competition for demolition in construction world, they reduced the costs in half, and it was around 250 at the end. I mean, it's not finished yet, but this is what we agreed on.
Okay, wow. Wow, that's interesting that there's lots of composition specifically for barrier demolition.
For demolition of any kind of construction, and because they can use the rubble for as a building material, it's legal in Lithuania to crush it and then reuse it. So they gain all this material for free, so to speak.
Okay, fantastic. Cool. And then in terms of restoration, other restoration measures, habitats restoration, you did, when you were doing the on-site walk, you did show us a little bit. Is there anything else you can add to any plans for improving the habitat there?
As you said, this dam is right in the middle of Lithuania, and the middle of Lithuania is very known for its agriculture. So most of the rivers in this area and surrounding municipalities are all channelized and very, very highly affected by agriculture. So there has been a lot of efforts of river restoration, not re-meandering, but something a bit softer, because there's so many people against re-meandering rivers. So there has been efforts for this and other rivers, other tributaries of this river. That's why they haven't considered restoration. But as we are starting another project that is for improving the habitat for Natura 2000 species, we might come up with some solutions if we see there is a problem for the species. But it is not a very well-known river for a lot of biodiversity, for a lot of protected species. That's why we didn't look too much into restoring some kind of habitat. Mm-hmm. And it's not a salmon or trout river at all.
Yeah. Okay. And then in terms of, we've already spoken a little bit about the benefits from the removal. Can you talk about the lessons learned? What can you, for those that that are working on dam removal, that are new to dam removal, maybe those that are even a little bit further in their journey, what are the lessons learned specifically for this site, and also overall that you can give to people?
From the perspective of the ministry, if there is anyone trying to push this movement from the ministry perspective, I think this is the lesson we learned from Estonia. They've done that for more than 10 years. They gave the tools and funding for municipalities to start removing dams. And as soon as they do first project, they start thinking about other dams. And it's such an easy way to start communicating with the municipality and start encouraging them from their level. It's not that we're pushing any kind of projects, but I spoke to the project manager now, and he said we still have some small dams that don't belong to anyone, and those are obsolete dams, and maybe they could be targets for the free-flowing river restoration plans. So we will see. But for us, it was very important to encourage municipalities to start working with dam removal. And it's mainly due to our legal system, because municipalities are the ones that are responsible for all the dams. And we don't have any permit systems. So we cannot make anyone basically remove dam if the permit is no longer valid. So finding a nice way with the municipality, and then maybe helping them out with some ways. It's all negotiation, of course, but a lot of municipalities, they have some dams that are in a bad state. People are annoyed that municipality is not doing anything. So even though they're not as important as like for habitat or for species, it might be important just to start this movement and help municipalities to actually do this and empower them. Sometimes, well, in Lithuania especially, the municipalities feel left alone by the ministries, because they only get commands what they're supposed to do, but not so much tools and funding of what they want to do.
So this funding, is this for the long term, or is this just really to kickstart it into a dam removal movement? What are the plans?
It was our very ambitious minister who wanted to try this, and this funding was a pilot, and to see if the municipalities that were interested at all. They were interested. They didn't have enough time to prepare the applications, and I'm encouraging the ministry and the minister and the Ministry of Finance to keep funding this. This fund is still open, and we haven't finished all the two projects that we started, but I hope we'll see what happens after the elections. But I hope it will continue.
Yeah.
And it is possible to continue, especially because of our new laws and free-flowing river restoration objectives. So hopefully we can keep it going, because it's quite important to have a national budget as well, not only European Union money and funding.
Yes. Well, with people like you there, I have faith. I really think that this can move forward in Lithuania and continue. So congratulations for all the work that you do. It's so amazing to hear that municipalities are now given opportunity to utilize funding to remove dams, and then also continue to think about other dams that can be removed. It's a really fantastic case. Lastly, I have been asked to check for questions from the team. I see that there's no questions. I don't think there were any questions, so there's no questions from the live YouTube channel. And then I was asked to also suggest to people to please make sure to go to the Dam Removal Europe social media and to share this, and to make sure you can hear other live events across Europe. I think there will be a series of these events throughout the coming 2 years. And then, Jonė, are there any links, or are there any websites that people, if they want to know more about what you're doing, is there anything that you can share with people just at the top of your head? Ooh, we're losing you a little bit. Jonė, are you still there? The connection was fantastic.
Not
a good moment.
so much. We're not too much on the social media. Yes, I'm still here. Timmy,
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes. Can you we didn't hear your answer.
We are not so active at making it public what we do, but the Ministry of Environment normally is quite happy to share everything that is related to dam removal. For some reason, they really like this topic. And they can also follow me on LinkedIn, and I share quite a lot whatever is happening in Lithuania, if it's political or if it's nature related. So I think these are the main ways to follow us.
Fantastic. I've seen on LinkedIn you were in Brussels, and you were presenting something in Brussels. So you're really active all over. Thank you so much, Jonė. And your surname. Oh man, every time your surname help me. Jonė
Leščinskaitė.
There we go. Thank you so much for your time and your enthusiasm. It was fantastic.